Hey everybody, welcome back to Cracking the Satoshi Code. This is Joe Capco here to help you navigate the Bitcoin cycles. This is very impromptu. Sorry for the no preparation here, but I'm going to be sharing something pretty critical that we need to talk about right now. Sorry, as I pull my chart up here, you'll see in front of you the typical Bitcoin chart that we'll look at every single time we're here, going all the way back in time. You know what? I'm going to use a different one here. One second. All the way back in time to the very first Bitcoin cycle here. After the peak in 2013, we came all the way down to this red line. So this red line is the 200-week moving average. And it is simply the price that the average of the last 200 weeks averages out at. As you can see in the 2013, 2014 bear market, we came all the way down to the red line here. We bounced, held it as support, held it as support, broke through slightly, held it as support, and took off, not to touch it again for 4 years. And that was all about $260. You flash forward over to the second cycle. We peaked out all the way up at 19,000. And where did we fall back to? Of course, the 200-week moving average. So this moving average we hit in December of 2018 at around $3,000. And again, we held it as support, and it was the absolute bottom of the Bitcoin cycle. So far, 2 for 2. It is the bottom of the Bitcoin cycle. We also, ironically enough, flash crashed right to the 200-week moving average during the COVID crash in March of 2020. Held it here. It's a little choppy, but we held it and bounced right back off and up. Flash forward here. We go through the Bitcoin peak, double peak of 21 and 22. And where do we crash back down to? Of course, the 200-week moving average. Now, this time, it was the first time in history that we actually broke through the 200-week moving average instead of holding it as support. So it was quite different than previous cycles. However, that was at $22,000. Still a great time to buy. Anytime under the 200-week moving average was an exceptional time to buy, whether you bought at 21,000 or you bought at 16,000. This is exactly the time frame we're looking to purchase. Flash forward to the next cycle here. Sorry, let me take my bear flag lines off. This was pretty quick. And we are right at it right now. We are about to touch it probably soon. What happens is the 200-week moving average is so powerful that it acts as a magnet. In every index, everything does over time hit their 200-week moving average. And when they do, it is an excellent time to buy. So it is an excellent time to buy Bitcoin at about $61,000 and anything under that, knowing that much like the last cycle here, we may stay under it roughly, a year or more. And that's possible. We were under it for about mostly for a year, and then we came back under briefly. So if you see yourself under this 200-week moving average, you absolutely want to purchase. We are getting there again. Just as a reminder, it's coming. I'm actually getting very excited about this development, but I wanted to show you one more thing before we part, which is the S&P 500. Sometimes people don't know when to buy the S&P 500 for the long term. And guess what? You guessed it. We popped out after the Great Recession, came back to the 200-week moving average. This is the Trump tariff dip. So, sorry, this was the Trump tariff dip, 2018. Look at where the S&P fell down to, exactly the 200-week moving average. Bounced straight off. COVID, the whole world's closed. Doesn't matter. We hit that 200-week moving average. We did stay below it for a few weeks, but as soon as you come back through it with a very strong, aggressive candle like that, it proves that you're ready to break out. And look what's happened since. We have the Joe Biden recession, the 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. And guess what we hit in that recession? The 200-week moving average. I can tell you that I've watched this for a long time. It works for every major asset. When we had the Trump tariff 2.0 dump, I was literally ready to leverage everything I had at this line right here. We didn't quite hit it, so I missed this, unfortunately. But next time we get to it, it works all the time, every time. Gold, okay, all the way back in time. You name it, it's going to eventually hit this 200-week moving average. I can promise you that. Just don't know when. All right. I know this was brief and impromptu, but I wanted to get the message out. Thanks, everybody.